In the early 2000s, in a quiet coastal town in northeast England, nothing about the Darwin family suggested scandal. They lived an ordinary life, married, raising 2 sons, keeping to themselves. No headlines, no criminal history, just a family trying to stay afloat. The man at the center of this story was John Darwin. Before everything unraveled, he was a former prison officer. Disciplined, reserved, someone people trusted. By all appearances, John Darwin was stable, predictable, safe, but appearances hid the truth. Behind closed doors, the Darwins were drowning financially. John had made several failed property investments. Loans had piled up. Creditors were closing in. Bankruptcy was no longer a distant threat. It was approaching fast. And with it came the loss of their home, their reputation, and the life they had built. This wasn't sudden poverty. It was slow pressure. Months of unpaid bills, mounting interest, constant stress. According to court records, John Darwin became fixated on one idea: escape, not recovery, not rebuilding, escape. At some point, that idea crossed a line. John realized something chillingly simple. If he were legally dead, his debts would disappear. His wife could claim life insurance and pension payments. The financial nightmare would end instantly. This wasn't a moment of panic. It was discussed, considered, planned. And crucially, his wife, Anne Darwin, knew. Together, they decided on a plan that would fool the system. John would fake his death in a way that left no body behind. Something believable. Something final. They chose the sea. In March 2002, John Darwin went canoeing off the coast. Later, his damaged canoe was found drifting in the water. Search teams were deployed. The coastline was combed. Days passed. No body was ever recovered. Eventually, authorities reached the only conclusion they could. John Darwin had drowned. He was officially declared dead. His sons were told their father was gone. A funeral followed. Friends mourned. The system moved on. Insurance claims were processed. Pension payments were approved. On paper, the plan had worked. But John Darwin was not dead. In reality, he returned home, quietly, and hid inside the very house where his family lived. He concealed himself in a small room while Anne continued life as a widow. For years, his sons believed their father had been lost at sea, unaware he was hiding just meters away. Later, John fled the country. Using a false identity, he moved to Panama. There, he lived openly, walking streets, smiling for photos, spending money built on a lie. For 5 years, the deception held, until cracks began to form. Journalists uncovered photographs of John alive overseas. Financial records revealed suspicious activity. And in a final attempt to control the narrative, John Darwin walked into a police station in 2007. He claimed he had lost his memory. Investigators weren't convinced. The evidence was overwhelming. John Darwin was arrested. So was Anne Darwin. In court, the truth was laid bare. The staged death, the fraud, the years of deception. Both were sentenced to prison. Most of the stolen money was ordered to be repaid. Their sons learned that their grief had been part of a lie. This was not a story of genius. It was a story of desperation, of debt-pushing ordinary people to extraordinary betrayal. John Darwin didn't escape his problems by faking his death. He only delayed the moment when the truth would surface. And when it did, it destroyed everything.